And that is not life. It's not abundant life. So the children of Israel, going back to where we were, verse Numbers, the Lord said that the Lord now gave them that package. Then what did he do? He sent leanness into their soul. May you not have leanness in your soul in the name of Jesus. Let's complete that Psalm 105 verse 15 in other translations. KJV said, and he gave them their request, but sent leanness into their soul. NIV said, he gave them what they asked for, but he sent a wasting disease upon them. Imagine. The Bible said that it is the blessings of the Lord that makes rich and has no sorrow. That is when you submit to the plans of God. There's a song we used to listen to when we were young. He said, "Ọ̀rẹ́ mi má ṣe kánjú, kánjú jọ Olúwa rẹ lọ. Torí pé tó o bá kánjú o, ohun tó léwu ni." That means it is a dangerous thing to run ahead of God. The most beautiful thing that can happen to a man is to submit, be at the center of the will of God. There can be storms, there can be things that will shake you, but know that I shall know that it is God that brought me here. You have the assurance. That is where your anchor can hold. No fear. No fear. Because know that you didn't lead yourself here. It is the Lord that led you here. That's why that even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of, I shall fear no evil. Why? Because I know that you are with me. When you yield yourself to God, you will find what life truly means. Oh, peace is very costly. But we don't appreciate it when we have it in abundance. The one thing about life is that what you have is the law of demand and supply. What you have in abundance, you don't value it. When the supply is much more than the demand, then the price decreases. So when you have good health, you don't even thank God for good health. Because you have the much more supply than the demand. But if you are the one that is looking for health, and the Lord did it, you share plenty of testimonies. Let me tell your neighbor, peace is costly. So they got what they wanted, but they lost what they needed. That's what happened to them. Because they insisted, they murmured against God. They compared themselves with others. They allowed the voice of the mixed multitude to be loud in their ear. There are some of us that you need to shut out the voice of some strangers. There are some sites that you will stop visiting. Why? Because those things will make you to lose life. You are losing life. I think I've used this example before. That if you see people play Mario, we don't have so many guys here. It's guys that play them. You know Mario now. We don't play it in Lagos. You know the game of Mario. You know sometimes Mario will be going and as he's getting more coins, he's getting some life. Abi? When some things eat him, then he's losing life gradually. And he keeps losing life until finally there's no life again and he dies. There are some of us that we go to some sites. As we listen to some of those contents, we lose some life. Because of what they are discussing in that content, we lose some life. We discuss with some friends. After discussing with those friends, we feel empty. We feel rejected. We feel as if our life is nothing. We lose some life. You just go from one place to another, you are losing life. And there is nothing you watch that makes you to regain life. If care is not taken, you keep losing life and you fall into depression. So there are some people that you will intentionally, you say no to them. If they are your close friend, you say, well, I think I will need to spend more time with other friends than this one. Because I will keep losing life. You don't allow the voice of the mixed multitude to be so loud in your ear. Because what brought the Israelites here was the voice of the mixed multitude. They said, we are tired of eating manna. We want to eat meat. Then some of us, we started double dating, singles. When your friend told them, hey, if guys show you shege, you know that you cannot put all your egg in one basket. Especially church guys. I fear church brothers. Me, I cannot marry from the church. Hope you know that I'm telling the reality. There are some sisters that say, church, I can never marry from the church. Okay, you cannot. Where do you want to marry from? From the club? From the club? If you don't marry from the church, you want to marry from the club? What led them to that? The voice of the mixed multitude was too loud in their ears. They will say, hey brothers, hey, don't trust them. Oh, you not put all your egg in one basket. By the time they get to that, so we say, me to have wives staying up. Oh, if this one come to me, I'll say no problem. This one come to me, I'll say no problem. Watch it. Anyway, how did you come to that place? Who did that to you? You don't find yourself as a Christian sister Multiple dating, not double now. Double, triple, quadruple. You just start, you date men at random. You put all the eyes, say that tell you about mess up, makan yokuro ni, madelo baile, me le can body break at me, you know. How did you get there? The voice of the mixed multitude was too loud in your ear. Because that's not what the Bible taught us. We didn't learn Christ like this. We didn't. Were you taught that in the church? We didn't learn Christ like this. Some people guys also say that. See, if you have a girl and you are dating them and you keep spending money on them, just try and sleep with them. In case they leave, say you never lose. Who told you that sleeping with them is not a loss on its own? That's a bigger loss than material things that you could lose. What brought us to that point? The voice of the mixed multitude was too loud in our ear. Too loud in our ear. So the one that God is giving us, we despise it and we are craving. Have you not seen people that said, I just want a brother that is, like Nathaniel Bassey with a touch of Don Justice. Have you? Who did that to us? Praise Jesus. What brought us to that point? The voice of the mixed multitude is too loud. And we got to a point that, there was a time that the way you choose a woman to marry is that there'll be a conviction in your heart. They will ask yourself that as the Lord led you, Abi? No, that was, I don't know if some of us still grow up to remember those days. But that things have changed so much now. Nobody, in fact, they will tell you that God can never choose for a man. If some of us, if God has not chosen for us, we would have said that is true. But me, the wife I married, God chose for me. And I'm not that old. God chose for me. So I know that God, but do you know that if your heart is soon that God can lead me to person I'm married, the Lord will lead you. But if you don't want his leadership, he will leave you. You make a choice, you'll be fine. You try your luck. Just that sometimes you don't know what you lost because you never had it. We treated that when we were talking about the story of Saul. There are some things that we don't know that we have lost them because we never had them. So if you just marry and you just, your marriage became something that you are living fine, there was no quarrel in the marriage, everyone is doing fine, your children are okay, your wife is okay, you have money, you think, God didn't choose for me. And look at me now. My children are good, we can travel abroad for vacation. You don't know that there is a ministry that you have lost. But you don't know because you never even had it. You don't know that there is a level of fulfillment that you could have that you have missed. You don't know that things that can happen so, things have not changed. Voice of the mixed multitude became so loud that we never even expect God to make a choice for us. Everything is about dating. So you try this one out. You try it for 3 months, 6 weeks, 6 months. You find out that, this brother just like to just sleep. You change it. You move to another one. As you try that one too, and now for another 6 months, 1 year, this one is not, you move to, that was how we now started making choices. What happened to us? The voice of the mixed multitude was too much, too loud in our ears. Maybe you now saw someone that claimed that God chose for him. I saw a skit of recent. They said when you go to a woman's house, they are married for love. And in that house, everything was just, everything was not in order. The chairs were not good. The furnitures were, He said when you choose a man that married for love, that's what you encounter, Abi. And those things have shaped our life. Maybe when you see someone that is like that, and you be like, look at that person that said that God chose for him. They don't have money. Will also allow God to choose for me and not have money, Abi? The voice of multitude will be so loud. Not knowing that or if you want to say that whichever way you want to say that what is behind 6 is more than 7, or what is behind of 5 is more than OJ, you will know that sometimes that is not all about life. So they despised, and God gave them what they want. They were physically full, but spiritually empty. They were drained. They lost their joy. They fell into depression. Nothing else makes sense again. The food they were looking for, they got the food. Just like some people, the money they were craving for, they will have the money. But they found out that they have lost much more than the money they got. I used to make illusion that there are some fathers that all their life, they were trying to make money to take care of the children. They got the money and they lost the children because they never had time. They were moving early everywhere. We must make money. I must take care of my family. They did that. They didn't have any time for the children. They didn't have any time for their wife. So they got the money. Then both their wife and their children, they didn't regard them. They say, that's one a father, the father that is never around. So they were looking for what they thought would give them life. They got it, but they lost what the reason why they're even looking.